Hey, yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships, Reckless Reviews with M3, the sophisticated jerk, and our esteemed guest, man, our traveling brother, who's going to be featuring today, Mr. Kings and Dreams. Salutes to you, brothers, man. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. And man, I can't wait to dive into this topic, man, because you know why? Passports are the solution. But the solution to what? We're about to get into it real quick. All right. But first and foremost, man, Kings of Dreams, man, how you doing, my brother?
Man, I am doing well. I'm doing well. Happy Saturday. I hope everyone is doing well on this Easter weekend and enjoying the family time. And for parents, tomorrow getting ready for that Easter egg hunt with their kids. So good vibes, good energy, man. So, and thank you both for having me on your platform, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no doubt, man. Definitely appreciate you for coming through, man, and always giving us your support. So appreciate it. Sophisticated Drake, man, how you doing, my brother?
Oh, I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, King Dreams. Thanks for pulling up. I think this is a good topic to dissect and stuff, and I know you got a lot of insight on this, so I appreciate you, man, coming to have this conversation with us and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you both for inviting me.
But shout out to M3 over there looking fly and shit.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Hey, much appreciated, man. I know I'm out here looking like someone's uncle back there, but man, it's all good.
You got that Nino Brown look, man.
Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it, man. You guys are looking great as well, too, man. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Before we get to the video, I gotta give a shout out to the people who had tuned in earlier. Fearless Podcast. So salutes to you. Thank you for your support for Knowledge Relationships and Kings and Dreams. Okay. The Flyboy Way. Salutes to you as well. Garden Scientist, man. That's a cool name.
Yeah, no, I saw that earlier.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for tuning in, and we can't wait to see more of you guys tuning in. So let's go ahead, man. We're going to jump into this video, all right? Because here's the thing. It's important, man, for men who feel like they're struggling out there in the U.S., and it's not just black men, but it's all men, that feels this type of way. And, people are painting this narrative that you go out there and, you passport up, you're a lame, you're a loser. But I'm going to just let Grandma do the speaking. So shout outs to the Philip Show podcast, for doing this reaction to this video. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and we're going to break it down together, all right? Fair use as always.
Family with potential mates outside of the United States of America. Let's roll that.
Passport bros. They're allegedly getting passports and traveling to different countries to find mates, women to marry, who have values that they admire. Well, I'm a mother of 4 sons, and one of my sons married a woman from Spain, and I'm here to tell you she is the most precious person in the world. She's very well educated. She's very elegant. She's very feminine. She knows how to cooperate with my son and not be demanding and entitled and ungrateful for the things that he does for her. Well, women in America have grown so entitled and so demanding that they think they can do anything they want to do and get away with it, treat a man any way they want to treat him, and even denigrate him when they weigh 300 pounds and he wants someone who looks feminine, who behaves feminine, who takes care of herself. I'm going to encourage my other sons who are not married to get a passport.
Now, this guy's bad when Meemaw look like she's from Kentucky or somewhere in the United States, are saying that she don't want her sons with none of the modern women in America. You remember when I told you that this issue is just not relegated to our particular community? I told you that this is an American problem. This is happening in all communities. I've told you many times, guys of all communities, and even guys who are of the European community, have wrote me in European countries and have told me that the women that of their community they're dealing with right now, because they consider the Western world, is doing no different than what's going on here in the United States of America. And that's why those guys are traveling all over the place too to find them a suitable mate. Now, when you have a son, and I have a son, or you're a mom and have sons, you want your son with the best suitable mate. You want your son to possibly get with a woman that's a great nurturer, who's feminine, who's going to support him, who's going to encourage him to take on the world, right? And be his ride or die, who's not going to cheat on him, do him dirty out here in these streets. That's what you want. That's what I want for my son. And then my son said, Dad, I really can't find somebody. I think I want to go, overseas. I'm like, son, I'm all for it. Do what you think you need to do. You understand what I'm saying?
We're going to stop over here right quick. That's a good, powerful message that he's saying, though. And I don't see what's wrong with that. Salutes to Calvin King. Thank you for tuning in. So, fellas, man, and again, Kings of Dreams, shout out for you to, share that video with us. But what you guys think?
No, I'll just say I don't think it's a bad message. So he has some points. I like how he kind of put it across. Just not America, where it's just like he showed, hey, Europeans is having that too. Because like I was saying last week, Fatty's over there in Portugal, and he was saying he was talking about their divorce rates over there. So, definitely makes sense that a lot of Europeans are struggling too. But the only problem I'll say I have with some of the messaging is with I say across for guys, because I am a men's advocate, and I really don't care if people travel around, but I just don't want people to be naive about, I'll say, women in general, because it's just man, you could go anywhere. You pick the wrong woman, you're gonna have a similar outcome. They might be a little nice up front, but they could bite you on the back end and stuff. So that's why I have pushback for some of the messaging, where it's just hey, you go over to maybe some of these areas and their wives, there should be some type of vetting, and you got to move intentional regardless where you at. So that's why I'm saying I don't want men to be gullible and naive, thinking I just go to some place and that's the solution. It's just it's deeper than that. So I think some of the brothers that do have that experience and that background, should probably, and I haven't seen everybody, but I did see King Dreams, and there was a guy on your panel one time, Zoom or something like that.
Zoom to Thailand.
Yeah, and he knows how to navigate. So I think y'all type of dudes, people should be coming to y'all and stuff. And I know King Dreams, we were talking about it before, where I think it's probably hitting people's algorithms. Some of the dudes that's misrepresenting the movement, and I think that's where the bad name is coming. So yeah, I was rambling on, but yeah, I think that's why I give the pushback. It's just man, it ain't a solution for everything, because I just think you get with the wrong woman, and you could catch some hell anywhere. So I'll drop it there.
Go ahead, King. I'll let you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, absolutely. So one of the things I like about this video, okay. So what I like about this video, a few things. The one thing that I like about this video is the fact that, and I talk about this on my channel a lot. And when I talk about modern or Western women and the aspect of not wanting to be cooperative and things of that sort, it's not just with the Black community. Of course, I'm Black, right? So, but I do know and have conversed with men from other communities. So it's not just one community. It's the Western culture, right? And what the grandmother has said, or the mother has said, pardon me, what she was saying is these women are just not cooperative and just willing to be disrespectful. And so one of her sons found a woman abroad. And sophisticated jerk, to your point, I agree with the standpoint of men should always have their head on the swivel, and there should always be a vetting process. What a lot of guys are starting to do now when it comes to traveling is that they do know that there still is the vetting process, because hypergamy is global. there's different levels, of course, right? But
Mhm.
hypergamy is always going to be global. So you have to come into the mindset of like, yes, this woman could possibly, have some fake femininity or what have you, but the chances of that is significantly lower than the West. That's the thing. So, for an example, um, typically, like in Latin America, Colombia, for me, people know me as the Colombia guy, right? So, if a woman goes out on a date with you in Colombia or Latin America, right? It's because she has a genuine interest for you. So that's the thing. Like here in the West, she may go out with you because she may like to go to a certain restaurant or do a certain activity that she doesn't want to pay for. So you have that, right? And it's just like, man, you think about that in the West, but you go over
Mhm.
there. Like if a woman says, "Hey, like I don't want to go out with you," it's because she's not interested. If she wants to go out with you, there's a level of interest there. Sorry for the long-winded answer, but I want
No,
to
no, you
I
good.
layered it, man.
Yeah. Now let me get to the shout outs real quick and I'll get my 2 cents into it.
Yep.
Shout outs to Braves, man. Salutes to you, my brother. Shout outs to Smitty's Corner. Like, definitely salute. Thank you for tuning in.
Salute.
And somebody like dropped in the Cash App. So salutes to Tevin King. So thank you, Tevin King, for dropping in that Cash App.
My
Salutes to you, my
guy,
brother.
my guy.
Yeah. Man, he legendary out in the YouTube streets, man. Like always donating, always supporting. So thank you, Tevin King. And then let me see what else. Somebody else came up in the building too. So, but salute to you guys, man. Calvin King. If I didn't get to you, salutes as well. But my 2 cents, right? It's like I agree everything that what you guys are saying, man. And these are like valid points that you guys are making. Yeah, like you have to be. It's like, okay, like let's say for instance, it's good to be book smart, street smart, and in addition, you have to be travel smart as well too. Like you gotta know what you're getting into. Sometimes it's also good to even know the language because you want to make sure you're understanding when you're having that communication with someone, depending on the country that you're traveling to and the language that they speak.
Right.
And so, I just want to encourage, man, like if you guys gonna travel and you're looking for someone, come for, like, with good intentions, because again, you do have like the Pookies and Ray Rays that's out there, and then you do have some people that are gold diggers. But at the same time, you have to be the judge of yourself of who you're looking for. You know what I mean? In a potential mate, and you gotta be real with yourself. Salute to you. Thank you, Kings of Dreams, for the $10 donation. Appreciate you, fam. But again, you guys gotta be true to yourself, because I see like a lot of good into this. To be honest with you, for the ones that do go there for the right reasons, like I see brothers like who's posting like on social media. I see them like they find themselves an area of peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And again,
Right.
if you're getting into, here's my perspective of it. If you're getting into trouble, it's because like you're looking for the wrong people and maybe you're doing things for the wrong reasons. Okay? I mean, we're men. We have flaws as well too. But again, we gotta always check ourselves, man, hold ourselves accountable, and make sure that we also uplift each other up as well too. So that way, when we do travel or when we're looking for options that is broader out there, we'll know what we're getting ourselves into. And also, I gotta give a warm salute to my favorite fellow Canadian, Miss She Stole My Thunder. Of course, when the raindrops fall from the sky, it's always going to be my fellow Canadian. So salutes to you, She Stole My Thunder. Thank you for tuning in. And we also have Miss Nebraska in the building. So salutes to Miss Nebraska.
It's good, Mr. Nebraska.
Yeah.
Salute.
So here's my question, right? Because we got more people up in the chat.
Sure.
And thank you. She always loved the sound effects. what are like the benefits of international traveling? And, you know, people in the chat, like, I know there's more to it than just like maybe finding love, but what other like benefits can you also find?
Well, so the benefits. Let's talk about it, right?
Yeah.
I could talk about benefits and like benefits and not even mention women. So the women are just a byproduct. One of the things is the cost of living. Cost of living is important, right? We talk about like the housing market. The housing market in the States is terrible, and it's so interesting. It's so interesting how we have you know, so many people that are real estate agents with a terrible housing market. But that's a conversation for another time. I digress. That's gonna be another rabbit hole. But on a serious note, when it comes to that, the cost of living is very important. You can talk about the quality of food, right? Like a lot of these places, don't have like the frozen, you know, the frozen like TV dinners and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everything that you get is considered fresh, all right? Like even Coca-Cola, like, you know, a lot of people like Coca-Cola, man.
Right.
Like, you know, Africa, you know, Latin America, wherever, like Coca-Cola, they love it. But the difference is the Coca-Cola there is a lot more healthier because they actually put pure sugar cane in it, as opposed to, if you look at the ingredients in a Coca-Cola can in the United States and get something, let's say, Jamaica, Colombia, wherever.
Yeah.
You look at the ingredients, it's significantly worse in the United States. So with the GMOs and the hormones that we put in the food, like it's just completely different, right? So cost of living, we're going to talk about food. The friendliness of people, right? People are really willing to be a lot more accommodating, and they're typically a lot more patient, right? Like I'm from New York City, and everybody is on the move, hustle and bustle, man. And if you don't know where you're going, like good luck trying to find someone that's going to help you, right? Good luck trying to find someone that's going to help you, you know? So you have that, right? Also, family. This is a holiday weekend, right? Easter. Most people worked yesterday, so like it like a lot of these places they have a lot of, like, I want to say, so most workplaces have what, like maybe 8, less than 10 holidays, maybe 7, 8 holidays a year, right? So the country of Colombia has about almost 30.
Wow.
Where they actually stop work, they shut everything down, and you're able to actually focus on spending time with your family, right? So you have that core family value, you know. And then also excuse me, and then also air quality. Air quality is good, man. So I'm coming to, I'm naming all of these things, and you notice I haven't named women yet. I can keep on going. You know. So and so this is the thing, like and it's so important because people who are traveling, a lot of people are investing and also giving back to these communities, right? So, but what I mean is, like, we have people that have Airbnb businesses, people that have restaurants, people that donate to charities, and people that really want to make sure that people are actually of these communities are being taken care of.
Right. King's
Also,
Dream. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
hold on, one more thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Education. What a lot of people don't know is that you can actually get your education at a high tiered school that can be transferable depending on the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's actually cheaper to go to get your master's degree in London than in the United States. Significantly less cheaper.
Hey, I could agree to that. You know, I mean, look, man, we're living in a country, man, that I feel like we're just being finessed. Point blank. Period.
You feel like, or you know?
I feel and I know. You know, like, well, you know, because here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, even though I'm not a traveling expert, like I'm going out to different countries, like from one place to another place.
Mm-hmm.
But for the few countries, well, most like in the Latin countries, let's say Cabo San Lucas,
in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Look, I taste like something like their produce, like for that first time, and man, like I'm talking about like apples, like orange juice, like certain foods, like even the pancakes and stuff.
Yeah.
The meats. Bro, like it tastes so different. Like my taste buds was not ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I guess to me it was like a culture shock in my taste buds.
Yeah. Because
I never tasted something, and I had to get used to it for a little bit. But as much food as I was eating, like because I was I was also in a resort too though, like for my cousin's wedding. As much food I was eating, not once have I felt bloated. Not once have I felt sick. Or have I ever like gained extra pounds? Even like I'm talking about like from the ice cream to everything, the milks and all that. And I'm like, dang, like I thought food was supposed to just taste the same,
right?
But I was dead wrong on that part. Mm-hmm. And so I want to show at least like this video. I'm not video, but this picture.
Mm-hmm.
So most people know, right? I for sure everybody have eaten Quaker oats before, okay? And like this, like the instant oatmeal kind, okay, the strawberries and cream. So one of them is the US version, and one of them is the version from the UK. Okay, so if you go down here, you get to read the ingredients. So to the left, it starts to like say like whole grain roll oats or whatever, whole grain roll oats on the right side. So the left side is the US, the right side is the UK. As you start to go down, all right, notice like, matter of fact, let me go down a little bit more. Notice it ends right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse pointing around it.
Yeah.
After natural flavoring.
Yep.
But that's where it stops. I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, different ingredients for one package of oatmeal. But the list continues on in the US version. Because now you have maltodextrin, sunflower, and palm oils, whey, castor, soyum, whatever. Some of the names you can't even pronounce. If you can't pronounce some of these names, that's a red flag. Red 40, all that other stuff. And so the reason why I'm pointing this out there, right, is because like, man, our food quality, man, is so jacked up in America, like it's not even safe.
Right.
And I'm gonna give one last testimony, right? So it's this lady that I know. She has a lot of like health problems, and most of the health problems stems from like in the U.S. So when she moved to Germany, all of her chronic health problems went away. Like, would it be like like tiredness? Some type. I can't really remember like the things that was making her sick, but like, dude, like she couldn't survive out in the U.S. When she came back, those symptoms immediately came back on her because she went to go visit, like her family. She still got family out in the States. But man, like it really opened my eyes when I heard that story because I'm like, man, like people that's having like high cholesterol, like high blood pressure problems, like myself, I'm for sure, man. Like if I went out there, to the state, outside the States. And maybe I went to a place like Germany, France, or whoever, whatever, maybe Africa or so.
Yeah.
I'm for sure I would be I'm for sure my health will be way better than than the crap that I'm eating out here in the United States. So I just want to kind of put that out there.
Right.
And I hear you, like, as far as like with the education, man, because like, although of course I have not experienced the education outside the United States, like people that's traveling, man, like ones that like, knowing like, multiple languages, knowing how to get like, actually utilizing the United States to like make money, start with businesses. Like I said, you got people who's from foreigners coming out here making a name for themselves faster than the ones who's originally from the United States. We've been just taught like to like learn how to like work for other people, get our like master's degrees and all this other stuff, but we was never really taught how to run our own business and our corporations. Salutes to Manic Genius. Thank you for the donation, man. Salutes to you. He says, USA is the best country on earth. God bless America and capitalism. M3 is right, though. The food is shit here. Thank you, man. Manic Genius, for that donation. Appreciate it.
Yeah. The United States is the best corporation, not the best country. Let that marinate.
Yeah.
Because see, the United States is a corporation, it's a business, right?
Right.
So, if you think about it, each state, how they have their own laws, it's essentially its own country. Listen, man, this thing goes deep, man. This thing goes deep. But again, I don't want to continue to go down that rabbit hole because that's a whole other topic. I think that I'll say this and we'll move on. But like, I'll say that people, they'll be surprised how much education they'll receive outside of the United States as opposed to inside the United States, and especially those of melanated things that we should have known. We didn't. I didn't find out until until I went to certain places. All right. Well, and I've said this to you before, M3, but the sophisticated jerk. I don't think you've heard me say this before, but and maybe you do know this, maybe you don't. But did you know that there's a place in Palenque, Colombia, and it is the first territory of the free slaves of all of the Americas? So that's North, Central, and South America. Palenque, Colombia.
No, I never heard that.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
That's just one thing, but like, so we should know that, right? That's something that we should know. We should be able to know that. Like, we get these history lessons or that we were taught in school, but what did we really learn?
Shit, man. When it comes to like these public schools, man, especially like in Oakland, California, man, we had the worst. So, we coming from uneducated, unprivileged like type of systems, man, where the most is the basis of Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and Christopher Columbus. You know what I mean? And respect to like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but that Christopher Columbus was all bullshit anyways, though, to be honest with you. So.
Right. But before we jump into the next segment, I like how you laid it out where you were talking about the economics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, man, everything, when just not even overseas, but even here, it's like men, for some reason, everything's like women centric. So instead of us, like, I guess like I was having some pushbacks also when, people, because I understand there's like behaviors over here that aren't, there's entitlement. But like I said, it's like sometimes you can't escape bad female nature anywhere. So it's just like, I think sometimes we need to hone in, and we do it on other panels where it's just like, hey, here's what a good female, here's the prototype looks like. And you got to define that because, that's anywhere that you go. Like, if you know what a good female is, you could, survive anywhere. So I think sometimes that's where I would say some things get gimmicky because it's just almost like I said, people are trying to be naive and think like, okay, if I go over here, I'm just gonna have all these great results and stuff. And it's just like, man, the world doesn't operate like that. But I like how you laid it out, King, where you're just like, hey, here's the economics. Because I think men got to get better at of like making more of a business move, or, you know, like you said, an economic move versus like always worried about women. And it's just like, once you kind of do that, you're going to meet somebody organically wherever you go, whether it's here in the United States or whatever. Because there's a lot of people like M3, your example of it. Like, man, you got a real good woman here in, the United States because you know how to operate. You know, you position yourself to look at like opportunities. So same thing like King Dreams and the guy Zoom, like wherever they go, they're going to find like good opportunities because, you know, they're looking at it from I say the right perspective. So yeah, that's where I only had pushback. It wasn't expand your horizon, man. You know, go out there, man. I lived in other countries before and shit like that. So don't have no issue with that. It's just like looking at it differently versus like always chasing women and making, you know, men just like, oh, women type of stuff.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. I completely agree because you have to, especially as a man, you know, you have to have your, you know, your bases covered, or at least like understand like where you want to go, right? And you know, start layering things out, because when you as a man start to build yourself up economically, spiritually, physically, right, like the woman will be a byproduct of that, you know. When it comes to overseas, I will say that, like, not to say that it's just automatically going to happen for you, because, and I do think that some guys get the misinterpretation like, oh, if you go over here, like you're just gonna find a wife in a day. No, right. that's not how that happens. You know, you will find a woman that's going to be more cooperative, but you as a man still have to have your stuff together, because like if you are going into these countries thinking like, hey, you know, we're going to be 50-50. No, you have to make sure that you're coming in there with the mindset that you as the man are coming there to be the leader. She's going to expect you to lead. And if you are not prepared to lead, if you're not prepared to lead, she's prepared to leave. You know, so you have to make sure that as a man you're prepared, right? So if you're a guy, you say, hey man, you know, I want to go and chase women, and you know, but you know, you don't have a solid foundation about yourself, or at least trying to build a solid foundation for yourself, it's all going to crumble, right? So like, and I'm sure that both of you know, like, have you guys ever met like whether it be someone in your family, it could have been an associate or a friend, whatever, like this person has had like, you know, problems, whether it be financially, romantically, and they say, hey man, you know what, like I'm gonna move and go somewhere else. They go somewhere else, you know, the same problems occur. Man, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go somewhere else. The same problems occur. Then you have to realize, listen, the problem isn't where you're at, like, you know, your location. The problem is you. Because if you continuously are still having the same problem, it's going to follow you wherever you go. And I tell brothers who travel, whether they're doing consultations, you know, people who are just associates, or people who just want to ask questions, I tell them like, listen, like if you were on the same BS thinking like, hey, I'm going to go overseas and I'm going to have, you know, everything's going to be cool. No, if you have the bad mentality in the United States, it's going to follow you wherever you go. You have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And once that's taken care of, then go wherever you are, go wherever you want in the world. But you got to make sure as a man that you're taking care of you, of what you need, and what you know what your deficiencies are. And if you don't know what your deficiencies are, then you need to surround yourself with men who are going to hold you accountable, so they will tell you what your deficiencies are and you'll work on that.
Right.
Okay, I like that.
Let me shout out to Manic Genius. He donated again, but I think he missed out a certain point. Did he just say prepare to trick? I don't know if he's talking about sophisticated jerk or Kings of Dreams, but no. The point is that you gotta be prepared, man, before you coming out to like certain countries. See, we brothers, man, we we don't trick out here, man. Like, we try to find love in certain places or find. To be honest with you, I feel like most men who go out there trying to find suitable options. But I'm glad you mentioned that part, because in the next video, you're gonna have a person, right, that's gonna shame people from traveling. And then of course, you're gonna always hear this term, people come there and they're broke. But I'm gonna digress on that one, because I do have like a pushback on that part, what she said. But let me go ahead and we're gonna play that video.
All right.
Traditional wife. They want to go be a passport, bro. And I'm like, bro, you're fat, you're broke, you don't deserve a traditional wife. You need to level up. The same way they want a traditional girl. The girl, she's gonna be way more traditional back in my country. So trust me, she's not marrying you for love, she's marrying you for your green card. So
are you against passport bros, or?
I understand the fundamentals of it for those who have done everything in life to make sure they are a man. But if you're not a man, I don't think you deserve that, honestly. If you don't have your life together, what makes you think you know how to appreciate a traditional wife? If some other guy who's living here who's never had an idea of what a male figure is in his life, he's going based off whatever little content he picks from the internet. He's saying, well, I want a traditional wife. But therefore, he doesn't even have like a credit score. He doesn't even have like his life in check. He's still driving the hoopty from high school. But you want a traditional girl. Like, what happens when you bring that girl over here? You're going to basically make her a Western woman, and she's going to realize, like, this guy really doesn't have his shit together. Now she's going to cheat on me. I deserve to have a traditional wife.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you mind if I respond first?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So she made a couple of good points where she was saying like, you guys are going over there. You got to make sure that you have your stuff together, right? That's true. As far as the green card, like most women want to stay in their country. So and guys are going over there to actually stay, right? I just, I mentioned a few minutes ago when it comes to the economy, right? So why would I want to bring a woman over here when everything is so expensive? Like, there's an article that came out, and I probably should have sent it to you guys, but there's an article that came out that was saying that there's about 50% of people who make $100,000 or more are still living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
So if I'm making six figures and I'm living paycheck to paycheck, why am I gonna bring Marty Soul over here when I can bring you know what I'm saying? When I can bring my 100K over there, and we could live with 50,000, and I could be banking that other 50,000, and at 50,000, we still gonna live very good. So like that's a negative talking point when people talk about like guys who are traveling, passport bro, blue book gentlemen, etc. So that's a pushback. So the green card, no, that's bullshit. You wouldn't watch it too much 90 Day Fiance or whatever, man. Yeah. That's not where it's at. And then another thing.
Yeah.
Another thing that she talked about, I forgot my last point, but there was something else she had said. That's okay. But with the whole green card thing, no, that's not it.
Yeah. Were you thinking about because she said some other things, man, where I'm like, man, I totally like disagree. Because here's the thing, she started by saying like, okay, like, they're broke, they're fat, they want to bring girls to the United States, and I'm like, man, most of the stuff is not even true like that, Yeah.
So, so like being, first of all, in order, and being able to travel, you have to have some sort of income, right, to be able to travel. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't, even if you fly in Spirit, you got to pay some sort of money, right? So what? Like, you can't just get on the airplane and be like, I owe you. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't work, man. So as far as with the weight thing, yeah, like there are some guys who do travel who definitely need to take care of their weight. I will agree on that. But most of the guys who actually do, interestingly enough, is most of the guys who aren't even content creators. Like, there's so many brothers, and I was saying this to the sophisticated jerk, right? Like, who are like most of my audience, they are active military or just about to retire, right? So these guys are in shape, and like, they've been traveling. So, like, I don't know where they get this they're just big and broke and all of that stuff.
The broke thing is the one that got me the most, because
Hey,
I'm like,
hey, King, let me ask you, because I know we were talking about it a little bit before, but do you guys think, like, some people like hijack the passport movement, like some of the wrong personnel? Because that's like, I see what you're saying, like you said, because it made sense. I was in the military too, so
yeah,
definitely understand, like, traveling and all that stuff. So, like, what you're saying, people that have like a plan and annual income and they're going overseas, that definitely makes sense. Like you said, when you're mentioning the economics of it. But I think what people are seeing, some of the people that probably jump out there, like I said, that's hitting their YouTube algorithm where they don't have no plan. It's just like, hey, I'm going overseas, and we see the stories of people getting like caught up now and stuff. So do you think like they kind of hijack the movement somewhat?
Yes, yeah, man. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because like, when the movement starts, actually, let me back up. People will always want to be a part of something, right? And so after the late great Kevin Samuels had passed away, right? Passport Bro movement, like, as far as like publicly, like, blew off the charts all over social media. Guys were really upset at how modern women were talking about Kevin Samuels. Basically, like, basically saying that they're glad that he's dead. Even rewinding the clock, when the late great Kobe Bryant had passed away, and people were still talking about his alleged grape case, and like talking about that they were glad that he had passed away. So all of these things, guys were just like, I'm done, I'm out. And they left, and there were some guys who kind of snuck in there who wanted to piggyback. And these guys will say, passport bro, but you're not really a passport bro, because you are just a traveler, or we call them maybe like a weekend warrior. A weekend warrior is someone like who may travel like to places maybe twice a year. You go have your fun, and then you come back to the state, which is cool. I have no problem with that. But I'm saying, like, there's different levels and tiers to this thing. So people are not reading the book. They look at the cliff notes, and then they make an assumption. So what you were saying, sophisticated jerk, like, people get the wrong idea because there are guys who hijack it. When people are talking about a movement, and the movement is hot, innovative, or whatever. They're like, yeah, man, I'm going to DR, man, passport, bro, man, fuck these bitches, blah blah blah. Pardon my language, sorry, but you know
No,
what
no,
I'm
you
trying to say,
Nah, you
right?
good. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's exactly, and that's exactly what it is. So like, they get excited, and typically, some of these guys are not used to having beautiful women around, so they just pull out the camera. Yeah, man, you see, yeah, she got the big ass, and all that, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro, like, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with having a beautiful woman on camera, but I will say you got to make sure, like, if you're gonna have like a chick on camera, like, don't have her looking ratchet, because if you're talking about like you getting away from the modern ratchet woman, but then you go to DR and that woman just is ratchet, bro. Like, come on, man.
No, because I'm glad you broke that down, and that's why I asked. Because like I ain't gonna lie, man, that's what I saw at first, and I saw, like you said, I seen the angry dudes. They're like, "Oh, we're passport bros." I'm like, man, okay, see, that's what I was saying, like, is lame. But when I saw your channel, I saw, like I said, a couple of gentlemen, y'all were breaking it down from economics. I'm like, damn, that makes sense,
Yeah,
y'all over there chilling and stuff. But yeah, so I do think like some of them like caught the wind, and that's what everybody's looking at.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. And I'm glad that you asked that question, because like there's different tiers. Like that's why like I mentioned, like, there's passport bros, blue book gentlemen, and I can explain what that is. Like, so like a blue book gentleman is essentially like a guy who is probably on his way to be an expat, but travels, is traveling and understands the ins and outs of traveling, economics, how I have mentioned, right? That's very important. An expat is just someone who lives abroad. So, said, I'm got my passport and I'm out. So that's pretty much an expat. And then you have like your sometimes like travelers, explorers, people who want to explore different like cultures and different things. And then you have your fun guys, so weekend warriors, like I mentioned, like, you go, you have fun, for a few days, the long weekend, blow off some steam, pun intended, and then and then you come back to the States and you good.
Okay. That's what's up.
So which name would you prefer? Because I like that blue book gentleman, man. Is that like what you guys, your group?
Yeah, so for me, like, I've always, like, I refer myself to either passport elite or a blue book gentleman, because I've been traveling since I was a baby, so and I'll be 40 next year, right? So I've been, so I've had my passport since I was 3 years old. So I didn't, like, it wasn't like I got upset at women and was like, yo, like, I'm out of here or anything like that. Like, I've always been traveling, but due to the fact that everybody is labeled under this passport bro umbrella, I'm just like, well, okay, you call me a passport bro, but just understand, like, I didn't get upset or get the shaming question, who hurt you? No one hurt
ran
me.
away from the US.
No one, like, who hurt you? No one hurt me. No, I've been doing this, you know what I mean? Like I always tell people, like, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this.
Yeah. Okay, man. I'm glad you broke it down. I mean, I refer you as like the traveling expert, like before you start talking about like the blue book stuff. So
yeah,
hey, because I got a lot of respect, man, for people like you, King, who loves to travel just because, like, because traveling is basically, it's a part of you. It's not just something that you just decided to like wake up and do because you was frustrated. And with or without, like, the beautiful women out there, again, people travel because they like to, like, explore different countries. It's like you're trying to expand your horizons. That's back then, that's what people encourage other people to do anyways. If you have the money, go travel. So when somebody like that woman on the video that's talking about people are broke, how does being broke equate to travel, like the excessive amount of traveling? Like you talking about brothers that travel more than average people like myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But see,
So
M3, I think where she's talking about broke, because like even when I was working overseas, there was a lot of dudes that would move around that I knew, and like I said, they wouldn't have a plan. So they'll go to some place and they'll like run out of money. They got to come back, and so I think that's where the separation is. Where like I like what King Dream said, where they're going over there with a plan, looking at it differently. So I think some of the people because like I said, I think everybody just got lumped together.
Yeah.
Where there probably needs to be some separation, where like I saw the one clip earlier in the year where my man was like stuck in a country and he had like the spotlight. They're like, oh, passport bro stuck over there. He ain't got no money. So I think that's probably what people are seeing. And they're like lumping everybody in that group where.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I should have pulled that video, but I didn't even think about that.
No, absolutely right. Yeah. Cause like when I cause even when I did my first interview with you, like M3, you was calling me passport bro, and I was like, wait a minute, like at this point, like I'm just like, okay, all right, so if you're gonna put me in there, like it's just like with hip hop, right?
Yeah, like
you have like your bar heavy rapper, you have your trap, like trap music, you have conscious music, so like there's different, there's different, like, you know what I mean? So like you would say like the rapper Common, is more like conscious, then you have then you have what do you call it? Man, I'm Kendrick Lamar, more like bar heavy, you know what I mean? And then like Meek Mill, kind of the OG of like the trap rap, you know what I mean, if you will.
Right.
So long story short, there's different tiers, but we're all labeled hip hop, right? So they're like, passport bro, hip hop, okay, whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, like listen, I'm not a mumble rapper, I'm actually a conscious rapper. So that's how I'm speaking to it now, so people can understand that there's different tiers. Because like the young lady in the video, I can almost guarantee that she probably saw a couple of like YouTube shorts or some stuff on like Instagram, maybe for like 5 minutes, and she's like, oh, okay, this is what a passport bro is. And a lot of people have that assumption, and this is why I do go on platforms like yours and other platforms, so this way I can explain, like, wait a minute, like, there's actually more in depth, rather than guys just going and just hook up with chicks, you know what I mean? Like,
right,
yeah, it's not, like, yes, there's a portion of guys who do that, but that's not all what it is. There's building brands, like, what I mean, having investment abroad. Like, I would challenge any man, if you want to make sure that you have financial freedom, because you're going to need it, especially if you are living or staying in the United States. You want to definitely invest overseas, because the days of just having one job or one career and thinking you're going to be fine, those days are over. Those days have been over. So you may have a great job or a great career, but what happens if you get fired? What happens if that company goes over? As a man, you got to make sure that you have multiple streams of income, at least four.
Hey, real talk. Real quick, you guys, right? I want to read this comment from Stan, because and I left this out there for a reason. He says, Kings and Dreams is the real deal. he helped one of my friends out when he went out to Colombia. Listen to him. And honestly, man, that's facts, man. Like, Kings of Dreams, you definitely are the real deal. Like, you're not talking about all this fake stuff or whatever. You speaking the truth out there. And it's important, man, that people that tune in, whether it be from like, knowledge relationships or people that's tuning into your channel, like they need to listen, man, to the words that you're speaking, man, because ultimately, man, we're just trying to help the brothers out. You know what I mean? I mean, sisters as well too, but mostly like we're trying to help whoever that is down to like really like tune in and to like listen. You know what I mean? So and Stan, I sent the link. If you want to come up to the panel, I sent it to your IG. So if you're still around listening, feel free to come up. Also, 2 people like I donated to Kings of Dreams channel on the super chat. So I want to make sure they're not forgotten. Flog tripping. Shout outs to you. He says,
shout out to my man Vlog Tripping, man. You guys check out his channel, man. That's my dude.
Yeah. And HB Gone Global. He also sent a $5 super chat to you, Kings and Dreams. So shout outs to him.
That's my guy. That's my guy, man. Salute.
Yeah. Features you guys, man.
Does he got a channel too? HB Gone Global?
Yes. Yes, he does. So make sure that you guys check his channel out.
Yeah, definitely. Feel free, man. If you guys want to post it as well, I'll definitely put it in the chat so people could subscribe to their channels. Man, the most important thing is like I want people to make sure, man, that everyone is being supported. Sophisticated Jerk, feel free to shout out you and Manic's channel as well too, because it's important, man. Like things that we talk about, man, it all circles around, man, and ultimately. We just want to make sure that you guys are walking away with like learning something, and also you getting entertained. And if you like what we do, man, feel free to like subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships here on YouTube. We stream on like Twitch and other platforms, but YouTube is definitely the main one to go to. So definitely feel free to like subscribe to all of our channels. And we also have. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no. Another thing, man, like like when it comes to Black media, make sure that you guys are supporting Black media, man. Like even if you send a $2 super chat, man, like listen, like anytime I catch your show, and I'll be honest, like there's been times where like I'll just jump in. Send a super chat and I go to bed. But I want to make sure, like, listen, you being supported. Because the thing is, we got to make sure that us as Black media, like, support each other. Like, donate, man. Donate. Because if we're not donating, how are we going to improve the content? How are we going to get this information out there? We got to make sure that we continue to support one another. And that's very important, man. Even if we're not necessarily talking about the same thing, like it could be a brother who has a gaming channel, you know what I mean? Cool. It doesn't have to be manosphere or men-centric content. It could be whatever. But like, let's support Black media.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely appreciate it, Kings of Dreams. We also have Stan in the building too, man. So Stan, salutes to you, man.
Hey,
What's
good
up,
morning,
Stan?
guys?
What's up, Stan?
Mela. Translation, he say, what's up in Creole, and I say, I'm here. Yeah, I overslept. I do graveyards. That's why my cam's not up.
Oh, you're good, man.
No problem, man. Like, we know who you are, man. And Stan, you always be coming and supporting, like, the channels, man. So you good.
Yeah, that's what I put right there. Yep, we never question women on these girls' trips. I'm sure the ladies are traveling for unquote cultural enrichment.
Man,
so I want to put it out there, like, ladies, stop being in our pocketbooks. Why are you in my wallet? Why are you in our business?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I said this offline, and I'm gonna say this online. The thing is, and I'll focus on our community. there is an overwhelming majority of the women, they don't want to belong to us, but we belong to them. So due to the fact that they think that we belong to them, that's why they're in our business. Because if they didn't care how we was handling our business, they wouldn't care about the passport bros and all that. But they're realizing rent is going up, resources are going away. Oh man. Listen, and being that OnlyFans model and trying to be that real estate agent. Oh man, let me listen. I'm
it can only get you so far.
I'm gonna stick to passport. I could go off.
Look, man. You already know. I don't care, man. So, but
nah.
But I'm just saying, like, yo, we got to keep this like in perspective because we did research on this before. Well, I did the research. We talked about this in shows before. Like, women always traveled, men have not, and the men that did travel before us were the ones in the military. And some of us just didn't go out. Like we just, we Miami ourselves to death, and Atlanta ourselves to death, and Hollywood ourselves to death, and Vegas ourselves to death, right?
Yeah.
We haven't even gone to Canada yet. So
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So like when black men are like ready to travel and everything else now is a problem, but let's be like really open of the discussion. Like how many times have the ladies gone on girls trips or taken trips but never took their male friends or their brothers with them? So like, yo, like if you really cared, why you never traveled with us before? Why you didn't even make it a group effort? Like why do you guys girls trips minus men that you're with? That to me is another topic. Like you're married, you don't have a girls trip. Like men don't have no guys trips when they're married. Like, oh yeah, baby, I'm gonna go out to the Dominican Republic. I'll see you in a week, and I might call her like the next Monday and like, yo, I'm crispy, man. You and the kids gonna be fine. I'm just gonna stay here in the DR with Maria and them. I mean, like,
pull that comment back up.
Yeah, I know you're coming talking about this one right here, right?
Yeah. So that's an interesting. So that's an interesting statement, right? So this is an example of someone who and I don't know this person, but like people who think like that are people who read the cliff notes. Like when you like trying to you think that you know what the book is about because you've read like the back of the book, but you haven't read what's inside the book. Yeah. That's what these comments are like. You know what I mean? Because most guys who are traveling or passport bros, like they don't need to go abroad to get with a woman. They can do that in the States, but they're traveling for a multitude of reasons. And I laid that out maybe about 25, 30 minutes ago. And I didn't mention women at all.
Yeah, you actually try to avoid
that was
about that.
I didn't try to avoid. There was no reason to.
Yeah, King, that's good, right? I appreciate you for doing that. I will go there for you. Let's keep it real 100% here. Play my organ music. Let's go. And yet, when Stella got her groove back, it was because she was there getting down with the maker. She was there because she got some dick. That's why she was there. When y'all go to Jamaica, y'all going there for dick. Stop telling us. Stop worrying about where we're getting coochie from, because apparently our money is not, or evidently our money is not enough anyway in America. So if you got all these standards here in America, last time I checked, City Girls up, City Girls probably down because y'all was selling pink cocaine in Miami for Diddy. So
What's up with this food coloring version of pink cocaine? But anyways, I digress. Go ahead, Stan.
But Stan, let me ask you a question, just to be on the fair side. Do you think like if say like the females, because they have been traveling, so that's facts. But you think if they were throwing shots at like men and they were like, "Hey, men ain't shit. That's why we going to travel." You think? I would be giving them pushback too. I'd be like, nah, there's a lot of good dudes in the States and stuff. I'd be like, maybe y'all need to work on yourself and stuff. So you think maybe
go ahead and travel. If y'all could find somebody and trick them, keep them in their country, that's good. You bring back to America, any man you bring back to America, it's fair play, right? And I'm just going to tell him, I'm like, yo, man, make sure you track everything, track out how much money she brings to the household, report it to IRS so you could go ahead and get your immunity and whatever you need to do so you can stay in the country. We'll go ahead and find you a nice little white girl and make sure she pays for everything.
Slow evolution.
So, so like, hey, make sure you get half when you come to America. So that's, but let's keep it real, man. Like, everybody's traveling. And last time I checked this week on TikTok, and I love TikTok. TikTok be telling us the whole truth. The whole Black Tech thing conference, come to find out that thing is nothing but a Houston splash.
I knew that.
See, there you go. Yeah. So believe.
But I've been known that. You gotta think about it like this, like anywhere where like it's tech and you have men who are considered of value, like women are gonna try to go there, man. Women are gonna
are they going there so they can learn tech, King? That's what they're doing.
No,
okay.
No.
That's all.
No,
where's this at? Where's this in Houston?
Hold on. No, they're going there to obtain a man in tech.
Oh, so basically trap him with a baby, and then go ahead and give finance.
Man, listen.
You want to get married nowadays?
You can plead the fifth if you need to.
We're not new to this.
Nah.
We're not new to this.
Nah. Listen.
These anchor babies come with a price. These anchor babies are like, look, I can say you got a learning disability, and you're gonna be paying for him till he's 24 years.
Yeah, no, but on a serious note, yeah, no, but they're gonna go to these conferences and stuff like that because they want men with resources.
They want men, but I thought they were the most educated and the most enterprising.
Yeah, but listen, right? Because let's talk about this because right, like statistically, Black women do have more degrees than Black men, but let's look at the degrees that Black women usually have, right? Like it's usually like in it's like you typically
like education,
like admin and things like that. So it's going to be always like that, mid to average salary or whatever. Like, so if you look at STEM, like tech, right? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that's what the acronym means. For those who don't know, like, that's overwhelmingly men, right? And then, so like, yes, because they talk about women getting educated and all that other stuff, but like look at what they're doing. Like, just look at the salaries of where it is. Mm-hmm. So if you have, let's say 200K 200,000 women, right, having these degrees, but they're getting, let's say, maybe between 40 and 65,000 annually, that's cool, right? But let's say you have 50,000 men who have degrees in STEM, and they're getting at minimum, let's say, between 80 to 80K or more. That's significant. That's significant, man, and that's what's happening. So this is what I like to call degrees of separation, because they think that the education is the elevation. No, the education is the hesitation, because you focus on this education, but it actually hesitates you from getting a quality man, because you spent all of this time trying to educate yourself, but not really trying to get the resource, the man who's actually the resource. So by the time the woman gets a degree and she's had all her fun, she's past her mating prime, and thinking that the guy is gonna want to go for them. There's levels to this, man. That's all I'm saying.
There are guys that go for them, and they live in quote unquote third world countries that we going to pluck the women from disparities and sponsor. So you two ladies could go ahead and sponsor Pookie or Ray Ray in a third world country and have his baby and have us pay for him when you come back to America and get Section 8. See, I will go there.
But see, that's what I'm saying, though. I think when people throw shots, though, I think that's when they're going to throw shots back, man. And so that's what I'm saying. I think when it goes back and forth, because I like how King was focusing on the economics and stuff. So
yeah,
man, they're getting back shots in Jamaica and Puerto Rico and Haiti. Like that's what I'm gonna keep it there, because you're gonna come up.
Hold it.
That's what I'm saying. I think both sides, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why I sometimes I get at the movements of some things, and that's why I like where King Dream separated it out.
Yeah,
where I don't think that's like everybody that's going over there, and I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of it too, where we just focus on the negative elements of stuff.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest here, 100%. When I leave California and I go to the East Coast and the South, and those women are so nice, and my testosterone rises up to 100 tigers, and I'm just like, oh my God, oh my Lord. And then I have to come back to reality, play my organ music.
Oh my goodness.
And I get off the plane and I meet you mud ducks. And I have to say, oh Lord, why am I here?
Go ahead, King.
Stan, wow.
I hear you, Stan. Hey, listen, but check this out, man. Check this out. Like, so like one of the reasons why I try to come at it from an economic standpoint, because you always you always hear the pushback. Oh yeah, it's just for the woman and women, and also like the economic standpoint, like that's very important, because when you are able to have resources, right? Like the things are just so getting ridiculously expensive here, even for guys who do have the resources, right? Like if you have the resources and you can go, let's say Colombia, right? You can go to Colombia and you could get a house that's like less than 100 grand, as opposed to here in the States where it's about 400 or 500 grand. You're gonna want to go to get the house in Colombia. But this is the rationale that men think, because like, even if I have the money, why do I need to spend the money? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but see, sorry.
No, you good. My bad.
Men are rational thinkers, and that's why sophisticated jerk, like, once I started talking like that, he understood. Like, that makes absolute sense. But then, you will have the ladies saying like, oh, he's going for the ladies and he's broke. Like, okay, you know what? Like this, like I know a guy who's making maybe about 45,000 annually, young guy, He lives in Colombia now, doing his thing. So yeah, 45 is about average now, or that's about average, right? So which is crazy. because you can't really do nothing with 45 in the States for real. You can't.
Yeah, no, that's
You can't do much. Like gas, your essentials. You know, gas to get around.
Oh, you know what?
Crazy.
I have to call Cap.
Wait. Hold on, Stan. Before you call
It's
Cap,
a nice cap though. It's a nice cap, but
okay, wait. Before you call like a nice cap, right? Let me get this point out there, right? Because
a nice cap, I've never heard that.
So let me make sure I don't lose my train of thought, right?
Yeah.
Basically, what I was going to say, right, is that oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, Stan. It'll come back to me. Shit. My bad.
This is why I say it's a nice cap, right? Because a lot of people out here are making $45,000 a year or less, or 40. They're making it work. I mean, and I'm going to say this because there are programs that our government supply people, like living in the projects and Section 8. Some of y'all are actually making $12,000 a year and living like balling out of control. You could get your sheen dresses and everything else and meet you some nice gentlemen that sit down and quote unquote could already pay for the rent that's already been paid for. Since the gentlemen ourselves, we don't qualify for such programs and luxuries, of course, this isn't going to sound like it's not enough. But last time I checked, when y'all got pregnant by a dude that sells weed, which is legal nowadays, who got to your house on a bus pass or didn't pay for the bus on a train ride. You still let him hit, you still kept the baby, and he's still hitting it again.
And now you're a single mom.
Yep, now you're single mom. You know.
But real quick though, right?
Yeah.
What I was trying to say, the reason why I lost my train of thought because I forgot the last part you said, Kings, but now remember, mentioned about like, okay, men being smart with their money, especially now when traveling, because like might as well like stretch out like your US dollars and then like enjoy as much you can in those other countries. Here's the thing: we get shamed and we get told that I don't get shamed for it, but most men, right? We get shamed and we're told that we're broke for doing that. But then it's like women always praise themselves when they have like these nice, like luxurious type of jobs and they're making X amount of money. Some of them are making more money than most of these men in America. But then yet, you know what they'll be proud to tell you? Well, yeah, I have money. I make good money. But why spend my money when I could spend it on my man's money or when I could spend it on the person who's taking me out on these dates? So women are hip and they're keen and they're really proud to say that although they make a good amount, they don't mind using men whenever like they have money and it's come out from their pockets. But when it's the other way around, we get shamed for it or we're less of a man.
But see, M3, because I agree with you. There's a lot of self-centered people out here. But I think as men, and that's why I do give pushback and not just to any movement. I'm just like, you got to start ignoring a lot of people. We got to move how we move. And some people going to like it. Some people ain't. You just got to block them out. But I mean, King Dreams is right. Just 45, like Stan said. I mean, you could survive off of it, but it's just gonna be tough with the inflation and all that stuff coming in United States, because when you start breaking it down and you try to add in the family and just what our wants and needs in United States, it is like a kind of a tight amount. So people shouldn't be taking a swipe at somebody for whatever they make, but just the reality of what like cost of goods and like he was saying, gas and everything else, man, it's unlivable. Me and Manic, we're actually gonna break down a clip where, just based on housing rates now, in order to afford a new house at the rates, you have to almost damn near make 120,000. So that's just how crazy it's getting.
But yeah, in California, like we're broke. In California, you consider poor in California as a single man or a single person in California if you make under 200 grand a year.
Yeah,
that's poor in California. That's poverty.
Right. So the whole point is, and sorry, I just wanted to interject here really quick, Sam, because I want to piggyback off of the sophisticated jerk. What his point is, like, so we're not saying that 45, like, you know, is not doable, but like, you know, do you want to survive on 45K, or do you want to live overseas on 45K? You understand what I just asked you? Do you want to survive, or do you want to live? Because that's the thing, man. So, like, guys who making, let's say, you know, between 45, 55, 60K, they can take that and live very comfortably abroad, and not have, you know, and not have to deal with like property taxes going up, you know, because they're doing that, you know, where, you know, gas, better quality food, and you don't have to live in, maybe, like, if you have that kind of salary, like, you're probably living like in a, not in the best neighborhood, maybe not necessarily the hood, but like not in a neighborhood that you would likely want to live at. But you take that abroad, you living very, very comfortable. The young guy who I mentioned, right? Like he, so he lives in Colombia. So um there's like different, like, there's different tiers of like where you live. So like, it's they call it estrados. So like estrados is like the section of where you live. So one, like, you in the hood, you know what I mean? And then six you in a nice areas. So I believe he's living in like section like 4, you know, 4 or 5. So that's like where the upper class locals live, you know, and doing that for 45. So do you want to have the 45 and like you got the projects around the corner or down the street? Or do you want to live, and not only that, like, you got to deal with gas and all this other type of nonsense, where you take that abroad, right? And you're living more than comfortable. And that's one of the mindsets of where guys are you know, going abroad. And I understand what you're saying with the woman stand, but I want to focus a little bit more on the money side and the economic side, because like we could go back and forth, because I know you dunking on them when it comes to the woman.
Oh man, but it's just the fact, right? It's not. I just like the ultimate, just like the goal of saying that when you have like you have access to resources that men don't have. Like if the government was really, and I think when men finally wake up and probably get in this third stage of where men's rights we need to get to, where if you grew up on Section 8,
that's never gonna happen, yo.
But I know, like in the possible future, right? If you grew up on Section 8 or you was a product of whatever system, but you as a male got kicked out into the street and had to start from ground zero, like, yo, like, what would it look like if men had those opportunities to live in a subsidized housing and live and got support? Because that's why I'm calling it cap, because ladies, you guys have support. And for sit down and call somebody broke who always have to start at zero is pretty much unfair. So like, that's why I want to put the pushback is that, because yo, like, it's a lot different when your rent is $35 a month. Not saying it's for everybody, but majority.
Oh yeah,
everybody's a boss chick. So let's just get that out of the way, right?
No, you're absolutely right, and you're absolutely right in your statement, right? You know, and the reason why I was saying that it's not, you know, that it's not going to change, because ever since the government took the man out of the house, you know, the government is the woman's man. So like, they not checking for us. Their man is the government, right? Like as you mentioned, right? Like, you know, they could be paying $30 rent or whatever, you know, and go to, you know, Sheen or all of these websites or whatever, and have it, you know, have all that stuff, and then like they can have, you know, they could have like the nice, you know, nice BMW and all that, living in the projects. So you like, what is going on here? Section 8 housing.
And they travel, right? And you have passports. So to sit down and say that men can't travel because they're broke, to me, like, yo, stay out of people's wallets, because we haven't gone into your wallets and call you out on your stuff. But I'm like, just call it out now, because you never allow anybody or other chicks to tell you that you can't travel and you can't go anywhere and everything else. Who are you to sit down and tell men what they can and cannot do? Like,
but see, this goes back to, real quick, man. This goes back to what I was saying, because, like, man, if you look at the welfare rates, majority of black people ain't on that. So that's what I'm saying. I think sometimes we get trapped in them rabbit holes and stuff. I get the sentiment, Stan, but
even like, but you gotta understand, like, welfare is one thing, right? But there's there's another part of it, right? Which is not welfare, right? And it's like, we're talking about, when I say resources, I'm talking about subsidized housing, which you still couldn't work, and it goes by your income, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's still part of the welfare, because I if you look at the numbers, majority of black people just ain't on it, you know. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think we fixate on the wrong element. So like that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I get it, man. Like, it's irritating, but
I still gotta push it, because, like, yo, like, if it's like, okay, here's something else, right? Your ex-husband is paying for your lifestyle so you can travel, or you broke up with somebody and you took the money from the ring and you travel. Here's something: men are always gonna pay, right? And you're always traveling, and you can do these things. Well, and the pushback I have for this, right, when it's all about economics, like, how would you like it if we flip it on you and look at your economic standing and say, like, well, you can't travel? To me, that's BS. When a ticket to another country is only $200 or $100, you know, for those of us that live on the East Coast, or you live, like, for us in California, we live right by Mexico. Like, stop calling people broke and dusty when it's like, yo, people want to experience other cultures. And so what? If sex is there, guess what? We're adults. That's what they make condoms for. Like, they ain't make condoms because it was like something just like, we got nothing else to do. They know that we're going to see each other. We're going to, like, okay, you know what? I might never come back to this country again, so let me get my rocks off. Like, let's really be, like, real here. Like, people are going to have sex when they travel, when they're attracted to somebody. What do you think people going to be writing letters? Get on WhatsApp.
But you don't like, at the forefront of your movement, because, like, what King Dream said earlier, it's like, man, you can have sex anywhere, you know. So
yeah,
so that's what people.
But not with tins, and I see what they got in Colombia. Them tins. And for you ladies, for that topic about $30 not enough for lunch, well, play more organ music.
Wait, hold on for a second.
Hold on.
Because that $30 could go ahead and feed Manuel and his friends for schools for the price of a cup of coffee. We can go ahead and have a new library. Wait,
hold on for a second. Go ahead, Kings of Dreams. What you was about to say?
What I was saying, man.
Stan's still my guy, though. He wilding out today. Stan must have been drinking last night.
Right. I wanted to put this up here, right? Just please be advised that, you know, the panelists are not necessarily the viewpoints of knowledge and relationships, right? But,
it took me 3 months to get here, so I did good.
you did good, Stan.
My
you did
first
good.
one.
Well, Stan, hold on, Stan. So, like, you do have valid points, but, like, what guys are doing now, like, we don't care. we don't care, like, what modern women are saying or doing anymore, because I'm this is gonna be the third time that I've said this. The reason why the women are in our business is because they don't belong to us. We belong to them. So we're taking the resources, so they're gonna keep talking and talking, and we're gonna keep moving and moving.
I want to put it like this to even add on to it, right?
Yeah, hold on.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
so,
go ahead.
so there was another comment that this evolution. Yeah, evolution. Yeah. So she said that the black man left willingly. No, that's inaccurate, and but like we could talk about that another day because that's gonna be a whole nother show. But like, yeah, that's inaccurate. No, the government came in, and now the government is y'all new man. Like, you know, but again, that's gonna be a whole nother show. I'm not gonna go back and
no,
forth.
I get it. But also, let me just make sure because I know we're at the one.
I deal with stats, data, and statistics. I don't deal with how I feel. No, I don't deal with feelings. I deal with metrics, and the metrics have shown that the government actually came in. Because I don't say anything unless I have metrics to back it up.
Right.
But let me ask King Dreams, because I do want to get to some of the stuff, because I think it's important to understand, because like,
yeah, sure.
But, so he could refute some of the like claims that people make, because I do want to know for myself. So what's kind of like the expectation? So like if say like we'll use Colombia.
Yeah.
Is there an expectation for like, say if a man does get with like a Colombian female, that you got to take care of the whole family and stuff like that? Because I have seen like not say in Colombia per se, but I had some friends that like went to Thailand, and you know, they whenever they got with some females out there, they did kind of have to take care of the family and stuff. So I just wanted to know like how truthful is that?
Wait, King. Before you answer that question, I just want to make sure you're good on time because we're at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. So I want to respect your time before.
Yeah, sorry about that, King.
Yeah.
No. We're good because I know that you guys have had some questions. You know what I mean? So stay hold it down so they can get their questions. You know, they came out here dunking,
but anybody go crazy, I got your back.
Listen, trust me, man. Trust me. You trust me. You don't need to have my back because they you know, like all the haters are watching my back while I'm catching flights, man. But listen, so to answer your question, like in Latin America, it's typically like it depends on the woman's situation. So like now, when it comes to the woman, as the man, you are expected to be the leader, right? So you always, this is a part of the vetting process that you talked about earlier, right? So like if this woman is like, if she's like taking care of her mother, her grandmother, right, and you come and marry her, like that's going to be expected to be your role as the man. So now if you meet this woman and she comes from a family where her parents are, you know, like her father's taking care of her mother and all you have to worry about is your wife, then you're good. So you have to know what you're getting yourself into. So what I'm saying is you have to temper your expectations. So like if you as a man and you say, I just want to build my wife, I'm not trying to take care of, you know, grandma, grandpa, and all that. like so when you meet a woman, and this is why you always have to ask a woman, like, how, you know, like like how are your family dynamics?
Okay.
And a lot of guys miss that. Doesn't matter whether it's in the state or abroad. Like a lot of guys miss that. Yeah, she got the nice ass and all that, whatever. But listen, man, looks fade. This is why you got to make sure that you vet a woman properly, because if her family dynamics are messed up, typically she may be fine, but she may have some mental scars. And see, those are the scars that you can't see, right? And you got to make sure that you are always looking down the line, especially as a man, because we got to plan the future, and you want to have kids with this woman. How's your future going to look like? Right? So you got to make sure that her family dynamics match up with what you want to do in life.
Okay, I like that.
Mm.
And one quick question, another one. So say like if I wanted like to go out to restaurants 3 days, out 3 meals for the day, about how much would that cost like over there? Because I know we was talking about economics and stuff.
So like, so you're taking a woman out on 3 dates?
Not just say yourself, like you're just wanted to move over there and you wanted to like you're gonna get like 3 meals. How much would that cost you, like in US dollars?
Yeah, so I have a place in Medellin, Colombia. So like breakfast, lunch, and dinner would probably run you maybe about 20, about $15 to $20.
Damn.
You talking about going out to eat, like well, maybe not like fast food, but you talking about
like a sit down meal. Yeah, that's what.
Damn.
$20.
Okay. Just for yourself, right?
Yeah, for yourself. Yeah. Because like you can go to like the local restaurants and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like if you're talking like high end, you may be looking at like maybe $80, if that.
Okay.
Like even 15, man. You can't even get a value meal for that price no more.
Right. Well,
damn, hash brown like $3 and stuff.
Yeah. So it's man. And see, this is what I was saying earlier. Like average, like okay, guys who are making average salaries, like it's challenging. It's challenging them, especially like in the dating market, because women in the Western world are not looking at average men anymore. It used to be average men, average women match. Now with social media, average women are getting attention, right? You know what I mean? Because like, how is the average man gonna compete with the average woman? Like she's getting DMs from Drake or Rick Ross and or Future, right? Like these guys may just be blowing their back out, but it inflates their mind. Like, okay, I got these guys hitting me up. What can this guy do for me? And that's what's happening. So guys are saying, you know what? Okay, there's not much I could do. Like if you got the blue check mark in your Instagram DM and I'm just Reggie, and I make a decent living, I have my own place, I take care of myself, but like her ego is inflated. So I'm gonna try to do this abroad, and I can actually live a lot more comfortable, and there's a much stronger chance that there's going to be a woman who's going to be willing to cooperate with me.
Well, with this fall, okay, so I have a follow-up question about that. Are we really like to kind of blame for like the inflated ego of American women? Because like, let's say for instance, I know the nature of man is to be like the best version of yourself. Yeah. But if you work so hard to be the best man that you could be, but then you settle for like, I don't know, like a 4 or 5 or 6 and 7 instead of the 8s, 9s, and 10s, or let's say even in addition to it. Because sometimes me and Stan, we be having our talks as well too, and we be talking about like, man, like to be a 10, you literally got to pay for her, like people will actually spend a lot of money, right, just to be around with a 10 once they get up to a certain status. And so it's like now it's like we kind of set up a expectation that as long as like a woman in America is pretty and she's gorgeous, then she deserves the world just because she looks good, which discourages other men who are born, like, let's say you're born short, or you just not it. You just like an ugly ass dude. Yeah. And now it's like you can't really compete against like the top notch, and you're broke. So I'm not saying like the passport way is the best way to kind of go out there, but you know, it's like, well, if it's not the passport way, where you could just like find someone that maybe, I don't know, that might match you, that's cool for you, or where your money is not like really have to be like the contributing factor to why you're not getting a lot of matches. I mean, what else is there left?
Well, so I'll kind of work my way backwards a little bit. So like, I mean, I would say having a passport provides an option, right? So because we would talk about like interrelationship dynamics and try to figure out what what the resolution is. So like traveling abroad, it's a resolution. But there's also caveats to that resolution. Like as a man, got to make sure that you have your financials together, your mental health, physical health, and all of those things, right? So, if you're like not good with money, then you definitely should not be traveling abroad, right? that's a no, because you're not fiscally responsible. So, and then just kind of as I mentioned, kind of continue working my way backwards. So you talked about like, are men to blame? No, because what like, here's the thing. So you have essentially you have 20%. Oh man, my man Eric Powell in the building. Salute, man. That's my dude. So you have 80 to 85% of the women that are trying to get with like the top 10-15% of men, right? And so these guys, the top guys are messaging good, good looking, like a woman who could be a 10 all the way, possibly even a 5, right? And so guys could just be looking like, hey man, I'm just looking to have fun, right? Like, how many guys, right? And I'll ask everyone, how many of you have heard or have had a conversation with a woman and she says, oh, he and I have dated for a while, right? But you guys know it was casual. You guys didn't date. You guys fucked, right? But like, they'll take that and then think like, okay, well, I deserve X, Y, and Z because this top tier guy gave me the attention. No, he just fucked you. But there's a difference. So the women are still to blame on that. But because the guys are just like, hey, I'm just trying to have my fun. But it inflates the woman's ego. So the woman's ego is saying, if I can have a top tier guy to have conversation with me and actually want to hang out with me, why should John, who makes 50, 55, 60K a year, like what can he do for me?
And real quick, because I know you short on time and we gotta get you up out of here.
No. You good, man? You good?
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah, I want to ask you because I did see like a couple things pop up with like guys getting deleted in other countries. What would you say those gentlemen are doing wrong, like to end up in that state? Because it seems like you know how to maneuver the right way. So what?
What's the? I'm sorry. What's the question? I just see the who hurt you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was saying, my bad.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, there has recently been, I say, some incidents where, like, I can't remember which countries where I saw where, like, a couple guys got deleted, for whatever reason and stuff. What would you say? How are they moving wrong? Those type of guys that's coming into issues.
So that's well, one of the countries has notably been Colombia. So there's a drug that these women have been giving these guys, and it's called scopolamine. And so what these guys will do, these guys will go out there and meet them on a dating app, most notably Tinder, and these women will spike the drink. And so what the intention is to incapacitate the man so that they can rob him of things, right? So my advice to men, and I've said this ad nauseum, but I know you're new to this. Well, not new to this, but new to me saying this, is the vetting process is extremely important, right? Because like when you see a flower, right, or you see a rose, and you see the rose on the dirt, right, and you just see like the rose is beautiful. When you pick it up, you see like all the thorns and all that stuff. So essentially what I'm saying is that like the woman can have a pretty face but really bad intentions. So you got to make sure that you are vetting. So like if you meet a woman on Tinder, and don't have her just come into your your hotel or Airbnb without having like a conversation, kind of seeing where her head is at, because too many guys think with the head below, and as opposed to the head above, and so that gets them caught up. Hopefully I answered your question.
No, thanks. So when you guys touch down, do you guys have like a network and stuff? Because I saw the comment like Stan said, like a way like y'all network and stuff.
I'm glad you mentioned that too.
Yeah, well, I have a network. So like I mentioned, like I have a place in Medellin. So like I have friends and contacts, in all throughout Colombia. Also different travel groups and things like that. So like, and I do consultations with brothers who want to travel to Colombia, or who want to actually rent or purchase a property in Colombia, because having a network is very, very important, right? Like you want to make sure that you have people looking out for you, even here in the States, right? Like, okay, like we're you and I were both from New York, right? But like I'm not a West Coast guy, so if I go out west, like, okay, I can hit up M3 or Stan and be like, hey, like like I'm out here, like tell me like how to move, what's the ins and outs, like what areas to go to, what areas not to go to, because I don't know that area. And then vice versa, they come to New York, I'm gonna be like, don't go to Brownsville. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll tell you right off the bat, just don't go to Oakland by yourself, man. have a travel buddy with you.
right. Like, don't go to Brownsville, don't go to Far Rockaway, Queens. Like, yeah. Shout out to Far Rock. I love Far Rock, but man, that's listen, Far Rockaway, Queens, y'all don't want to go there. It's one way in and one way out. Literally.
Yeah, avoid that. Unless you know somebody that's tapped in, they avoid that.
Right. Yeah.
Evolution says, I want to start a fund to help these men get overseas so they won't pollute the available men. Okay.
Yeah, I assume she's trolling, but it's all good.
Oh yeah, no,
it's she from Brownsville.
Yeah, right.
No, she is. She from.
Yeah,
she cussed us out last weekend, but
okay. So
she's a regular.
You got modern woman in here. It's all good, man. Shout out to all the modern ladies who getting those degrees, that keep them warm at night.
But King, I think that's the side that I like that you was breaking down, where because I see a lot of your people like coming up in the chat, so like y'all kind of tap in with each other, like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's good. Yeah, I think that networking part, man. I think that's big. Yeah, I think y'all. I don't know, on your channel, you kind of like highlight a lot of the networking and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to network. So like for me, I have like a networking nature, right? So it's important for me to network because like my business life, my personal life, like I'm always like dealing with like different people and from all different walks of life. And also like the experience that you have in a country could be completely different from mine. And I say, okay, well, how did you experience that? How did you learn that? And you say, okay, well, this is the steps that I take. So essentially, like the to me, the networking to me, I call it, like being able to be adaptable and the willingness to learn, because not everyone does the same, does things the same way. So you and I, we could be in Medellin, Colombia, same time, right? And your experience could be completely different. And I say, man, I didn't have a good experience. And you say, man, I had an excellent experience. Okay, well, tell me what you did to have a good experience. What places did you go? Oh, I went to this restaurant and I met this guy, and this guy told me to go here, whatever, right? But the thing is that when you have multiple avenues of communication, that's going to help you out in the long run. Whether so this thing goes just deeper than just traveling. So I want to just expound further on that. Like even when it comes to life skills, man, because not everyone thinks the same. Not everyone is going to react the same, right? And so the willingness to be adaptable and the willingness to learn, that's going to help you out in all aspects of life, man. Whether it be at your job, whether it be a business that you're trying to build, romantic relationships and or marriage, and traveling, and especially like if you're trying to become an expat, because what a lot of guys got to remember, when you leave the United States, things are completely different, right? Like as I mentioned, you and I are both New Yorkers, right? Like, you go to maybe you have to go to the grocery store and get a few things, and like the cashier, she's, moving a little bit slow. And you're like, yo, like, man, what the hell? Like, you taking so long? But you got to get used to that, because that's the style over there, like, or if you like, yeah, I'm gonna just run to the bank and go up to the teller and maybe deposit some money, in my foreign bank account, right? And so instead of you used to being at the bank for maybe 5-10 minutes, you may have to be there for 45 minutes to an hour. So essentially, like, being able to adapt and learn patience. Also, in Colombia, people are, people don't really yell, right? Like, and like people, like, black people, we loud. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, my G? Hey, man, I see how you living. Like, tone it down. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to say just black people, like American, like, tone it down. So they're very, like, quiet and calm people. So like, you get rowdy, it's like, well, what's that about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also,
good.
Also, like, if you're having, a disagreement, like, just knowing how to navigate that disagreement. Understanding how to navigate business. So I know I'm giving you like multiple answers, and he's like, damn, this bro giving me a novel. But
no, man, this is great information, because like I said, I think this is the part where, like, like I said, I think a lot of people see, like you said, the cliff notes.
Yeah.
But like hearing this, it's like, man, nah, this shit. Everybody can get on board of this. I should,
Right. I mean, this is valuable information, though, so people need to hear this.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I was just going to just ask, two things, right? Because, well, let me see. I'm gonna start first. Well, one, right? Do you also have like, let's say, like a Discord where, like, or like a private group? Sometimes you have a Patreon or a Discord where you could like bring people in together, have like your conversations, network. That was one of the questions I was going to ask.
I do.
Then, okay, cool. And then my other question is that, because again, I know, most people, like, they're too fixated on, like, okay, the relationship aspects, probably far too much, like trying to get boyfriend, girlfriends, wives, or whatever. But what about just simple platonic, like, friendships? So, and my question is, like, okay, if I ever decide I want to travel to a place like Colombia, of course I'm married, so there's no need for me to look for a relationship.
Right.
But I'm open to broaden and meet new friendships because I would like to learn from other cultures.
Yeah.
And just learn what's more out there than just the United States. I don't want to continue to feel institutionalized in one country.
Right.
But whether if you're a man or a woman, I wouldn't mind befriending you if I'm able to, like, learn something from you, or vice versa if it's mutual.
Right. Well, I mean, so you mentioned Colombia, right? Like, I mean, so I'll say this, right? Like, three reasons, especially, like, all of us melanated men should travel Colombia, right? Like I mentioned, Palenque, Colombia. Palenque, Colombia is the first territory of all slaves, of all free slaves in all of the Americas, right? So, a lot of people don't know that, and that's important, right? So also slave ships used to come into this place called Cartagena, Colombia. So long story short, there's a lot of our people in Colombia. So when people hear Colombia, they think of the, Pablo Escobar, like the fair-skinned people. But what people don't know is that there's overwhelmingly a lot of people who look like us there. So there's a lot of black people in Colombia. Also, another thing, the home of the salsa music. Is in Colombia, and there's also a festival every year, and it's Petronio Alvarez, and it's I think it's the second biggest, or I think it's either the biggest or the second biggest Afro Latino festival, and it's a free festival every year in August, the third week of August, and it's beautiful people there, melanated people. So I know people talk about, like, yes, there's black people in Africa, of course, but like, people just think like, oh, these guys are just going, strictly for the woman and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Woman, like, listen, if you're a man that's good with women are going to be a byproduct to no matter what you do and how you elevate yourself, because woman can smell success on a man, and they're going to flock to that. So, when it comes to getting it in and all that, like, I'm beyond that. Like, listen, I could go down the block and get it. I could go to Colombia and get it. I'm just confident in myself like that. Now, what I mentioned, those things to you, Stan, as a married man, you could bring your wife to the festival, bring your wife to Palenque, Colombia. You could see the memorial of the slave ships in Cartagena. These are things that are not in our history books, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm not married, so I'm not there for that.
No, I was answering M3's question, bro. Hold it down, man. I was answering M3's question.
coming flaming hot like a Cheeto, bro.
Right.
Stan was like, "Look, I ain't doing none of the family stuff."
Hey, listen, listen, every country has what you're looking for, pretty much. You know what I mean? If you if you are a red-blooded young man like Stan and you want to have fun, cool. M3, he says, hey, says the missus, maybe, let's check out this this festival in August, Petronio Alvarez, the Afro-Colombian Fest, you know what I mean? And it's a free festival, and it's August, I believe it's August 16th,
Okay.
14th to the 18th. August 14th to the 18th.
Yeah, so basically overall, I ain't gonna look like weird. Like if I'm like, okay, if I feel a connection with somebody, I'm like, oh, hey, like, man, like, I'm only in town for a minute, but we should definitely connect, hang out or whatever, exchange WhatsApp, something like that, without being weird or like feeling like, oh man, this dude trying to holler at me or whatever. You can't, unfortunately, you can't be approaching like that, like in the United States. Even sometimes when you be trying to like build like with other men, people will still feel kind of weird because it's like, okay.
No, these yeah, but see, like these women like they expect like directiveness. So if you say, hey, like I'm just strictly looking to be your friend, that's what they're gonna take it as.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we live in a passive state, so I should say.
Man, listen, M3, you bring you and your wife to Colombia. You guys can stay at my Airbnb. I got you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Because yeah, like and the thing is, man, like and I encourage guys who have the proper mindset now, guys who have the proper mindset to travel, because the United States will have you guys' mind warped. Like how you was just saying, like like you can't even like be cool with a woman and then she's like, oh, this dude tried to slide in my DM. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. Like, listen, like I'm new here and I just want to get shown around. That's it. And that's all it'll be. Now, like that's it, man. That's it.
Okay, for sure, man. Hey, we're gonna get ready to close out, probably like in 5 to 10 minutes. If you guys have any questions for Kings of Dreams in the comments, feel free to do so. I did pin like the link on the top of Knowledge and Relationships. And let me just make sure I put a plug in. Make sure if you guys are in Knowledge and Relationships, please make sure you guys subscribe to Kings and Dreams on YouTube.
Yeah, I dropped his YouTube channel in the chat, so definitely I definitely got to subscribe on that, and I want to hit that Discord up.
Yeah, I think
So King, real quick, do you feel like sometimes like some of the reckless like passport bros, they be putting y'all on like cleanup duty where y'all got to go out there explain a lot?
Well, yeah. So I mean, at first, yes, right. But like what I encourage people to say is, you know what, like watch my content, right? Watch my content, listen to what I'm talking about, right? And go from there. There's more of us like who have who are talking about like productive things, like how to open up a bank account abroad, how to transfer money abroad. There's certain advantages and disadvantages. Like if you want to get a credit card, what are some potential watch outs when you are purchasing property? What's the percentage that you need to put down, right? Like these are things that we talk about.
No, that's dope.
Yeah, I mean, listen, all of us are heterosexual men, so yeah, like we want to get it in, I get all that, man. But what's the most, man? The most important thing is for a man is to know who he is and where he's going. All of that other stuff will follow, because it doesn't matter. Like, we could be 55 years old, and if you have everything that's going for you, you're gonna get the baddest chick wherever, bro. You'll be all right. When guys, when guys go down the rabbit hole of chasing women, and they don't have their mind, body, and spirit together,
In 1998, when Bill Clinton was in the middle of.
You good? Oh, this is where they run into low quality women.
No, that's facts. So I was looking at Prime's comment. He said there's a lot of like married couples in the Passport Bro space.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shout out to Prime, man. Shout out to my man Prime. That's my dude.
And Charles said rent timeshares. That's a pretty good move.
Say that one more time.
Rent timeshares. It depends on the country, because like certain countries have like different taxes and stuff like that. But the most important point of what I like what Charles said is live better. That's what I took out of it. And shout out to you, my man Charles, because you will live better. You definitely will live better. You know what I mean? Like I could guarantee you, M3, like what you sophisticated jerk, like what we was talking about, like before we started, like if you come here for like 2 weeks and like have the food, you come back and you take that thing, you gonna be good.
It depends if I'm coming back though.
M3 gonna be over there like, look, I'm here.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, be like, hey, listen, do y'all have some applications? You know what I mean? Let me put in the transfer, bruh.
Hey, I got a question for the single men. For us, it's okay for me to ask?
Oh, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. All right, so like I know, like looking long term, right? Like what happens for the guys? Like how will he? Because I'm gonna be honest, because we're gonna do a show on Tuesday, and it's like women are still the prize. So how do the men when they go out? They already had their fun.
Wait.
That women are still the prize.
What do you mean women are still the prize? Are you mean
because I did all the good work. I did my hero's journey, and here I am.
Oh, okay,
yeah. I'm having my fun, but the fun got to end. So how do I pick the right one?
You said this is Tuesday.
Yeah, this one.
Well, now I got him here. I was like, how do you pick the right one when you go out the country? So how do you like long-term relationships? Is it friends with benefits?
It's where you're at. It's where you're at in life and where you want to be. So I'll put it out there. Like my guy Taylor Made Dreams. I think he's been married twice. He's been married twice in the States. He moved to the Dominican Republic, has a couple of businesses in the Dominican Republic. Now he's in Thailand now, and he tells women he gets into a relationship with, like, hey, listen, like I'm polygamous, so you can be, you can get down with it or keep it moving. That's his thing. But he's also been married 2 times. You know what I mean? So he's like, bruh, listen, I've been locked down twice. It ain't work. I'm doing what works for me. So like if you're the type of guy like you just want to date and have casual relationships, you can do that. If you're more of a settling down man, then you can do that as well. But it's like you have to have a level of transparency as a man, like about where you're at in life. First of all, once you have that level of transparency of where you're at in life and you're prepared for whatever situation, whenever the woman, that you see that, that there's some sort of connection with, you let her know what the deal is. hey, listen, I want to be polygamous. Hey, listen, I want to, take this serious. Maybe long-term dating. Maybe I want to make you my wife. But as the man, you got to make sure that you know what mindset that you're in first, because nothing is going to happen without you, right? Because as men, we are the gatekeepers to whatever type of relationship that we want. So, like, now women control access to the physical intimacy, but we control access to whatever relationship with. Because M3 wouldn't have gotten married if he didn't want to. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
LeMay wouldn't have got married unless he wanted to. So yeah.
So what's the process? Like you said, if you did get married, like, can they easily come to the US, or there's a sponsorship, or like, dealing with immigrations? Like, how does that work nowadays?
Yeah, so so you would have to fill out immigration paperwork, but like and maybe this is before you have popped on, but why would you want to come back to the United States? Because most guys are not doing that. Most guys are not bringing women back to the United States.
Maybe she wants to come back to the United States. Make sure that
most women don't. Most women don't want to come back. No, well, okay, let me say it like this. Most marriage-minded women don't want to come back to the United States. They don't like the westernized culture of the United States.
You know, I had to add on to that because there's a person that, like, someone that I know, right? And she got married recently to somebody that was from the United States, but she lives out in her own country. And she talked about this numerous times that she don't want to ever want to kind of go back out to the United States like that. Yeah. So, once they got married, I mean, of course, the brother had to make his own decision. But I feel like, he made his decision to pretty much, stay like to her country. Now, the benefit of people like who are in, let's say, the tech industry, sometimes like you could take your work anywhere you go and still make the U.S. dollars.
Right.
So again, wait, say again, King?
I said, I was agreeing with you. I said, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, again, like, when we go about these topics about like 40K and stuff like that, and yes, like, you living the best life off of $40,000 like a year. And so imagine you making $100,000 or $120,000 a year, and you live over that country. Hey man, you're well to do. You're pretty much on the wealthy tip. You probably got your mansion out there, everything nicely set up, and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, remember what I talked about the young man who was making 45K living in Estrados 4. Yeah. So like, so that's where the wealthy people live. So like, yeah, if you have like like, let's say 150, 200,000, you're making that annually, and you're living in Colombia. Like, at that point, I'm racking up on businesses. I'm buying a bunch of businesses and continuing to expound, man.
Exactly. So
King, real quick, because just piggybacking off Stan's question, what he was asking, like if they wanted to come back to the States, is that kind of a red flag? Because it makes sense what you said, like if people want to stay in their own like country and stuff, like you said, and you established over there, if they kind of like are pushing to come back to the States, is that somewhat a red flag?
That's a good question.
What you say?
What would like it would depend on what her reason is, like for her coming back to the United States. And like now when you guys like established like the connection, like in the beginning, like was it understood that was it understood that like she had intentions on coming back to the United States, or was it like now that you guys are married, oh hey, I want to live in the United States? Because like I would say the sooner she mentions it, the less of a red flag it is. Now if she mentions it somewhere like in the middle of the relationship, you like, hold up, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like but like yeah, like if you tell a woman like, hey, listen, like like I want to live here, and she's like, well, no, I want to go there. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Most people. Well, I don't want to say most people, but most critics who watch the cliff notes, or see like little clips, or not clips, but like yeah,
the reality shows.
Right. Like the reality shows, like Dating Abroad, 90 Day Fiance, like those, most of those guys are beta males who have no or lack experience in dating, right? And so what a lot of the critics think is that most guys who have turned passport bros have no experience in dating. That's not true. Like, what it is that the guys who are or higher caliber, right? They're saying, okay, like if this woman is not going to, be willing to cooperate and be on my program, I can go abroad and find a woman who's more than willing to be on my program, and she does have a degree, and she doesn't want her degree to keep her bed warm at night. She actually wants me to be in her bed and keep her warm at night while she still has her degree.
I like that breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, this is great. I'm glad you pulled up, man. Like I said, this was definitely
absolutely
a lot of information. I'm gonna have to come to your channel, man. Definitely, and come through, because great conversation, man.
Yeah, we gotta do a collab, man. I would definitely love to bring you on, man. And Stan, I want to bring you on my channel. I'm gonna have to do some late night stuff with you, man.
You gotta put Stan under the paywall or something.
He's my guy. I talked to him. I'm like, look.
It's gonna have to be late night for Stan,
Yeah. Right. Had that cat at like 1 a.m.
Yo, remember I told you like Kings of Dreams is the one that's helping me find the Latinas, because I'm scared of Latinas. So this is the person I was telling you guys about. Like, he's gonna help me with this, like dating Latina women.
Oh, what you scared of, bro? Like
La pasión. You know what I'm saying? The anger,
man,
the plates.
Bruh,
the fights.
Bruh, listen. You watch too much telenovela, nigga.
I'm in Miami. I'm Haitian. I've seen too much. Little Dominican Republic on 34th Street. I've seen it all.
Yo, you be alright, bro.
I'm terrified.
Yes, Stan over here wilding. Tuesday, I got to pull up in school. You Stan, you talk about data prize and stuff.
Yeah. You guys can be facetious with that, though.
Nah, Stan, my guy, man.
Because when he first said data prize, I said, "What? Hold up."
No. But you guys will get the gist of it, man. I don't want to spoil too much though, but yeah, Tuesday will probably be like our season finale of King Spirit Change with me and Stan. And then we're gonna just go into like a different segment, man. Talk about maybe the dark side of, like I said, we'll stay tuned on Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Kings, I got another question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
So how does it work out with the kids? So if I have kids from another country, are they U.S. citizens, or are they a citizen, or there's like dual citizenship?
Yes.
So how does that work?
What do you mean? Yeah, no, they're a U.S. citizen.
Oh, okay. So it's easier for me to bring.
But they don't have to. Yeah, but they don't have to live in the United States.
Okay.
But yeah, you can bring them.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And then, like, when people travel, are they aware of like not only the passport but the shots they have to take?
Take what?
Shots.
Yes, but you don't need shots for Colombia. But like there's there's when you're going to oh, welcome back. So when you're going to like certain countries, like they will let you know. Like for an example, like one of my boys, he just went to the Amazon, and like they tell you that you had to take shots, you know, to go to the Amazon, because if you don't have proof that you took those shots, then like they're not gonna let you go into the Amazon, you know.
Oh man, thank you. I'm looking forward to the late show.
Yeah, man.
Stand with just don't get my man's channel canceled or nothing.
Oh, we'll take it.
No, it's
to Rumble.
it's gonna be on Rumble. It's gonna be on
we'll
Rumble.
take it to Rumble.
Oh, you gonna put on Rumble?
Yeah, dude, you gonna have Stan come up with a panel with.
Oh yeah,
bro.
I know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's gonna be on Rumble.
And then we'll just edit it down for YouTube.
Nah.
We can edit it down for YouTube.
Fuck around, put Stan on MySpace or something.
Oh man,
I'm gonna have to take like clips, like YouTube available clips, and I'll put that there. But yeah, like the
Rumble clips will be
the long form live stream gonna be on Rumble, because I know Stan gonna say some.
Yeah, put that brother on the back wall of Rumble, like.
M3, now that you monetize, you know what I mean. You better tell Stan, like, hold it down. I can't get super chats if you wild out too much.
Hey, that's why.
Hey, Stan, we tell me he'll do whatever it takes to make the money rain, though. So I trust Stan.
Yeah, no, Stan's funny though.
Nah, messing with you, Stan. That's all.
No. That's when we play the organ music, so they know, like, here it comes, organ music.
Yeah.
You know, he knows, man. Drop that donation into it. Put that donation into the collection plate.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but you know, so I'll just kind of give my final thoughts. And well, first of all, M3 Sophisticated Jerk, I really appreciate you guys allowing me to be on this show this Saturday. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, Stan, my man. You know, always thank you for pulling up and and doing the Vince Carter dunks, you know. But on a serious note, man, like is passports the number one solution? I we don't know. That's yet to be determined. But like when it comes to men leveling up, men being the best versions of themselves, and men trying to figure out how their future is gonna go, having a passport is an option. And not enough of us utilize that. Interestingly enough, there are, I would say, about 40% of passport holders don't even use them. Don't even use the passports, and people don't even go right across the border to Canada. Another thing is that most people in the United States only move 250 miles from where they live. So 250 miles, like that's nothing, when you have so many countries in this world. So whether it be for dating aspects, whether it be for economic reasons, travel, explore, become an expat. And I think that the education that you will receive leaving the United States is going to be beneficial. So I think that I know that, and I feel that us as men, we become better men when we align ourselves with building ourselves and educating ourselves. So the passport essentially helps that. And once you build yourself up to a point to where you have full confidence in yourself, the women are a byproduct of that. When you go down the rabbit hole of solely focusing on women, that's where mistakes start to happen. So keep focusing on yourself. The women will always be there. They ain't going nowhere.
Hey King, real quick.
What's up?
I know 9 Days Fiance had a spinoff series, which would probably be great to show because it shows the other side where like a passport cis did get married to a man in the Dominican Republic, which was Chanel and Pedro. I don't know. Have you done a view on that relationship?
Yeah. So, well, one of the things I'm gonna be doing, well, once I get like my website up and running is I'm gonna be doing a reality show breakdown, and so 90 Day Fiance is actually gonna be one of the shows that I'm gonna be breaking down from a masculine male's perspective. So with Chanel marrying the guy in the I forgot his Pedro in Dominican Republic. Yeah, so it's different there. It's different because typically like the research that I think she didn't do her research because like even though she was the financial breadwinner coming from the United States, like he still is the man and she's supposed to follow his lead. So I'm interested to see like how that marriage is gonna go.
It didn't go well. She brought him back to America, and she lives in Atlanta. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, where does he live?
She brought him back to Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta, Georgia, ATL. Brought him back to Atlanta. She ain't staying in the Dominican Republic. I would say this: her Spanish at the end was immaculate transformation, but yeah, she brought him to Atlanta.
Didn't they divorce?
She brought him to Atlanta. Anybody who knows about Atlanta, you're a straight man in Atlanta that's married. That doesn't stop none of the women in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They've been divorced 2 years now. Okay.
But I'll go ahead. I'll give my closing remarks. Nah, definitely a great conversation. I'm glad you pulled up because, like I said, you answered a lot of them questions and stuff. And I think as men, man, we got to start being open to like, you know, if we have some assumptions and stuff, listening to some people that some experts is. So I appreciate you like clarifying that stuff, Ed. I definitely love the networking component that you guys are talking about. So I do think men need to tap into that. Like you said, like stop worrying about the women all the time and, you know, look at it from a bigger perspective, like economics, you know, how you can expand your resources and stuff. So definitely a great conversation, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, see, here's the thing, man. Like, if you like guys, like, you know, if guys realize like the more of like the value you are like that you have as a guy, more resources and things like that, like that's gonna attract women. Women globally are attracted to ambitious men, you know. Men who are ambitious, men who are forward thinking, men who have, you know, who have a plan. You may not necessarily know everything, but you know, at least try to strive for something, you know, like if you all you can do is just talk about women all day, like, you know, there's something about you, brother, because you got to make sure that you are focused on the right things, man. Focus on.
I got a question for you and Sophisticated Jerk, because both you guys are fathers. How important it is for fathers to take their sons out the country and travel with their sons? Like, how important is that?
Extremely important, and I'm glad you mentioned that. My son will be having he's getting his passport this year, and yeah, so like and essentially that's what my father did for me, like, well, both my parents, but you know what I mean, did for me, you know. And so like I've been traveling since I was 3 years old, man, you know. So like it was just good to see the world, see how people live, and you just get a different perspective. You get a different perspective, right? And so and as fathers, we gotta make sure that we teach our children about the world. Like economics is extremely important, man. You know, so we gotta teach our sons to be adaptable, different ways to navigate. You know, in today's society, like especially like in a liberal society, not to get too political, but like it's almost like, you know, like everybody gets a trophy. Like, nah, like I don't live in that reality, you know, pardon my language, but fuck that shit. Everyone does not get a trophy, everyone does not win. You have to compete no matter what it is in life that you're doing. You are in competition always. So we gotta teach our sons like to make sure that we stay competitive. We gotta make sure that we stay ambitious, and that will help them have a better chance of success in life.
Hey, definitely well said to that.
Yeah, so just to answer Stan's question real quick. Yeah, no, I think it's important. Like what Kings is talking about, it's like, man, you got to see the world, man, because I think a lot of times it helps give you appreciation too. So, you know, I've been to a lot of countries, being in the military, traveling around, and, you know, it makes you kind of appreciate, like I said, what you have, and it definitely expands your mindset. So I definitely am pushing to my son, like, hey, you do need to go out and see stuff, like just even what Kings was saying earlier about history from different places and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I went to Egypt, saw all that, you know, been all over the world. So, nah,
Nice.
definitely opened my eyes a lot.
So, are you going to take your sons out, Sophisticated Jerk?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm gonna start taking them out. So that's why I'm saying I'm definitely gonna tap into it a lot of, you know, King Dreams and hopefully his group, and start learning like where's the like historical areas and stuff. So
yeah,
fellas, man, this definitely been. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kings.
No. I was just gonna say, you know, Sophisticated Jerk said, you know, like you get to, you know, you get to appreciate, you know, the things that you have, and then I was gonna say, and then it also gives you a perspective of things that you know that people care for here, but that you don't really need. You know, like you know, like you don't need you don't need like 100 pair of Jordans or Tims and all that. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, if you have it, it's all good. But all I'm saying is, like, you know,
you shouldn't wear it in the streets.
And don't hey, listen, don't get me wrong, man. Like me, I personally like to wear, you know, designer and all that, because I still have that stuff. But like, you know, I've calmed down a lot, because I used to like, man, you know, Fendi, Gucci, you know, Tom Ford.
It was all that Brooklyn shit.
You know, and but also the older I got, and I was like, you know what, like, you know, I'm good. You know what I mean? So, you know, now I'm heavy on my watch game though. This is
I saw that earlier. I saw you glistening.
Okay.
Yeah, this is this is a Rolex right here.
Oh man,
I see it. Yeah, it looks nice too, man. You know, shout out to that, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, well, look, guys, man, it was definitely fun. Kings and Dreams, thank you again, my brother, man, for just being willing to join Regulus Reviews on Knowledge and Relationships. And it's always fun, man, to collaborate with you and to learn a lot more about like just like the travels, man. So I'm looking forward, man, whenever you go live next time. And yeah, it's gonna be definitely interesting, man, seeing like Sophisticated Jerk and stand up on board as well too, though. So
yeah, man, like I think like that'd be a great show, like Sophisticated Jerk, like when you take your sons out, because I know this with my nephews and my cousins, they start asking me questions about traveling, and they won't know who I know, and it just hit me, and then realized like, yo, like we need to make sure this younger generation gets through this okay, because there's like my little cousins, I should show them how to get to the airport and pay the sky hoppers whatever money and tips, and now like 10, 15 years later, they thank me for that because nobody showed them how to do these things. So this will be a good, you know, it'll be a good show when you guys take the sons out and travel.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep, absolutely, man, absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, man, I'll be out there, and I'll be out in Colombia on Wednesday. So your boy is out.
Okay, for sure, man.
You gonna be filming and stuff when you out there?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Man.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna be tuning in. Yeah, that's how I added Tailor Made. So some of the other guys like that was in the chat. I'm gonna try to add their channels in. So yeah, I'm gonna start watching, start learning some things.
Oh man, yeah, man. Wait, Tailor Made Dreams was in the chat?
No, he wasn't in the chat. I remember you said his name, so I added his. I gotta catch some of the other ones that was in the chat. So
okay. Gotcha. Yeah, man. Yep. All right, man. But yeah, thank you both. And staying two. Sorry, my fault. Thank you, three.
Oh man, no, thank you, man. Like, look, I have some friends. Little testimonial. I got some friends who've been divorced. You're one of the resources I give them to look at on YouTube to help them like understand, like, yo, this is a new chapter of your life. And I appreciate like when you have the shows when you bring all the guys together, and when they see like they're not alone, it helps them out. So I just want to tell you, thank you for putting the stuff out there. And so for other men who are right now going through this transition in their life, they know like, yo, I have a second wind of life. So let me go ahead and choose right and do right by myself and see the world. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's you may feel like it's over, but it's not, it's not over, man. Because see, like men, our trajectory is different. Like, so like if you're like, man, I'm not gonna be able to get any baddies anymore, man, because I just turned 40. Man, Negro, please listen. You'll be all right. Trust me. You know what I mean? Don't worry. Like, the baddies is still gonna chase you, bro. Don't worry, man. As long as you're doing what you're doing as a man, the woman will always be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the delayed gratification, man. Work on yourself first, fellas. Get your minds right first. Start like a business or something that could actually generate some type of passive income, so you don't have to work all your life. So work smart, man, and don't worry about the baddie-yaddies, the body-yaddies, however we call them, man. Look, they're gonna come, man. We ain't worried about them. They're gonna come.
Man, listen. Tailor Made Dream said this, and he said you could throw a rock and hit like 30 beautiful women, and that is true in Colombia. Trust and believe that.
Salute to the intellectual soapbox.
Trust and believe that, man. Like, so if you're like, oh man, I missed one. Nah, bro. The next one is right there. You'll be all right. Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
Well, all right, guys, man. We are definitely out, man. So again, salute to you guys, man. Thank you, Stan, for joining in. Kings of Dreams, man.
Thanks, Stan, for pulling up.
Yeah. And he said they're coming for that check. For Mr. Best, I'll definitely play the violin.
Knees, they catch this check. Put them hands on knees, lady. You catch these checks.
Yeah, definitely was a great show, man. So definitely salute to everybody. Salute to Intellect Soapbox, Miss Nebraska, and everybody else that definitely tune in too, man. And thank you, and shout outs to all the people who donated right with the super chats. The ones that donated to Knowledge Relationships and also the Kings of Dreams as well too. You guys are definitely not forgotten, so definitely salute to you guys. Shout out to Miss Polly, Eric Powell, Dre TV,
Dree TV. Shout out
Dree TV.
Yeah, shout out to Dree's TV. Yeah, he's a content creator too. Jedi Drees, man. He's definitely one of the OG travelers, man.
Okay, for sure, man. So shout outs to him as well, man. And
we call him Jedi, man.
Oh, Jedi, okay.
Yeah.
OG Jedi. All right, that's what's up, man. Well, look, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out, man. So tune in next time, man, and again, subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships, Kings and Dreams, Man and Sophistication, and stay tuned. Like when we go live, just hit that notification bell. And shout out to all the people that also tune in on the Instagram chat as well too. So, oh wait a minute, somebody left a comment. They said, I didn't know y'all were still on. The stream cut off a while ago for me, but she said, Happy Easter, gentlemen. Okay.
Oh, Happy Easter.
Yeah, Happy Easter to all y'all.
Yeah, man. And man, I should have streamed it from my Instagram too. I didn't even think about that. All right.
Yeah, it's all good though. Maybe next time, man. For
Yeah,
sure.
we might have to do a follow-up because I like the information you was giving. So yeah, we definitely great information.
We gonna have to do a follow-up and stay and shoot free throws, no dunks, man. Free
All right, guys, man. Tune in next time.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, bro.
No problem.
All right, take it
man.
easy. Happy Easter, man.
Happy Easter, everybody, man. All right, peace.